All right, so got my XT cassette on, with the micro spline, Shimano micro spline, and everything else is SRAM, so GX drive, and it should, because the spacing on here should be the same. Hell, I'm even using a SRAM Eagle chain as well. This is supposed to, this is Shimano, what do they call it? Hyperglide Plus, I believe. So for this to work best, it should be a Hyperglide Plus chain as well. But I'm gonna try this. I'm trying this as a gearing, as what the gearing ratio is first, just to see if I like it. If I do, then I will switch this out to a Shimano chain. But the rest of it, the derailleur should be okay. Again, because the spacing is the same between Shimano 12-speed and SRAM 12-speed. So, and the derailleur doesn't matter. The derailleur is just swinging, right? As long as it fits that. This one is 51 teeth. This thing is made for the 52 teeth SRAM, so it's it's within the range. And the shifter is GX. So when, as far as I know, but I'm not 100% certain, is that if you're using a SRAM Eagle derailleur, you should also use the SRAM Eagle shifter as well. And same with Shimano. If you're using a Shimano 12-speed derailleur, you should also use a Shimano 12-speed shifter. Because what I hear, and again, I don't know because I haven't tried this. What I hear is that the leverage ratio on the shifter and the derailleur needs to match. And the Shimano and SRAM, the leverage ratio are different from each other. That's why it doesn't work. But again, I'm not sure because I haven't tried it personally myself. So let's see how well this works. So remember, when I put this in, I used general purpose bearing grease. Basically like an automotive bearing grease in the paws, and it was actually too thick. And you actually see it right now. Watch. So right now I'm in the middle gear, and my pedals are still spinning. Right. Watch if I hold it back. Oh, actually, let me use the. Actually, let me go through the gears so you guys can see it. So right now I'm at, let me see, number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 gear right now. There's something. So I think if I had used a Shimano chain, it would probably work even better. So I have this little tick. You guys hear that? That's actually the let me see, I'm on 5th gear right now. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm in 5th gear. So the tick, what's happening is the teeth on the 4th gear. One of the teeth is actually, as it's moving over, it's actually touching the chain. The fourth speed, one of the 4th speed teeth is touching the chain, and it's kind of lift. It's like lifting the link. It hits the chain hits the link, then it comes off of it, and that's what that tick is coming from. And it's more pronounced in with this cassette. The funny thing is that it did it with the Eagle cassette as well. So it's not, it's not because the Shimano didn't work. The Eagle did the same thing with the Eagle. It had that same click as well, and I think also at the same gear too. Seems like the same at the 5th gear as well. So anyways, let's keep on going. And I tried adjusting the B tension and adjusting the cable tension as well. The B screw and the cable. It didn't. None of that worked. So I'm not sure if Privateer, when they set this up, they had like one link too much. But actually, let's look at the drag from the grease. Right, the drag from the grease is keeping the pedal spinning. And this, if I stop, look at this. It wants to, the cassette wants to keep on spinning, so it gives me all this slack right here. But also, let's stop it. But also there's this other slack, and that's not from the cassette, because this cassette has a 10-tooth small ring, right? The Eagle cassette was the same way. It's a 10-tooth small ring. So, and then I didn't even pay attention to this when I got this. Is the right here? Look how sloppy this is. So I'm not sure if Privateer, whoever put this together at Privateer, if they made the link. If they made the link, if they added one link too much, so possibly remove a link, basically is what I'm thinking. But going back to the full big ring, you know, I mean, you need a bed that fits big to big, right? So there's that click again on 5th gear. So here, looks like I still got space left on my cassette. So if it's if the chain was shorter, it would go like this. So I think I still have space to take off a teeth, but I'm not certain how much this you could get away with. I mean, I assume you would get away with more. That's actually, my hands are all greasy now. Let's see if I could let's pretend that one link is gone. So one link basically means outer link and an inner link, right? So let me move this in like so. Sort of simulates, not exactly, but it simulates like, you know, one link shorter. Damn, I'm fighting the clutch here. Oh jeez. Fighting the clutch here is made it a lot harder. Right, so let's do that. So it's gonna be like that, right? Well, actually it's gonna be a little bit shorter, but I still have some space here, some movement, some slack. So I'm not sure if it's like that because of the oops, oh wait, went off the big ring. That's the funny thing about these big old cassettes, is that the big ring, I'm not sure if it's because it's of the width, how it goes so inboard, or it's because of the big ring, that whenever you pedal backwards, right, you pedal backwards, the chain will always pop off that big ring into a smaller gear. But if you're in like if you're not in the biggest ring back here, if you're like, I think the second one, it might not do that. For sure the third one doesn't do that. But anyways, so let's look at this real quick. Wow, it's still not, oops, it just popped back in again, or out I should say. Actually, let's look at that. Let's drop into the second biggest one, and let's go backwards and see if it comes off. Yeah, it still comes off. Let's try the third one. The third biggest cog. Go backwards and see if it comes off. So this one doesn't come off. Okay, so that one's good. But that bothers me when I'm riding, especially when I'm doing technical climbing. Sometimes you need to back pedal, you know, to get you back to the power stroke. And then at some points, on one of the these bigger rings back here, the chain would like come off. It's like, what the hell? And you know, and that bothers me. It you know, it gets, you know, yeah. Then when that happens, you gotta stop and get off, or at the very least, you have to put your foot down. So anyways, so yeah, so actually this video was about mainly the grease in this tallest gear here, where if I back pedal, the grease is too thick. So I'm gonna have to take this off and wipe all that automotive general purpose bearing grease off, and I'm gonna put in some thinner grease. I actually have some. I have some Chris King grease. All right, I'll take this off on a separate clip. All right, so I got my wheel off. So I'm gonna take off this this cassette hub body. So I really like the new designs of these pre-hubs, where you could just kind of pull on the the end cap on the other side just popped off. This one I can't get off. Okay, I guess the whole axle is coming off. So I like the fact that you could just take it off and you could service your paw here real easy. So that's cool right there. So anyway, so I have this again, I have the automotive grease in here, so I'm gonna wipe all that stuff off as much as I can. And because it's, you know, it's causing my it's causing the chain to, like, not the chain, but the free hub action to not really free spin. It's like it's you know, it's still spinning the chain and everything's still spinning basically. So let me wipe this off as best I can before I put on the thinner grease. Wipe off all this thick grease off. So I mean, it was worth a try. I wasn't sure if it how well it would work, and it did not work well. All right, so that's off. So in here, go in here and wipe all this off as best I can. I actually wiped a lot of it off already last night when I first put this on. It really hung up. It was like crazy amount. I was like, whoa! I couldn't believe how much drag it had. So I'm gonna wipe it all off now and just put in the lighter grease. Good thing I have some lighter grease too. Otherwise I don't really have any besides the grease that I had. The general purpose bearing grease and the lighter grease. I don't have any other grease. So yeah, so these Hunt wheels have 36 teeth. 36 teeth here. There's 36 teeth here. 6 paws and 6 paws, but the 2 set of 3s, but each set of 3 paws is out of phase of each other. So those 6 paws don't engage at the same time. So as it spins, one set of paws will engage. Then as it's, when it's freewheeling, and when it's freewheeling to the freewheeling, and then when so basically, let's say this set of paws is engaged, this set of paws is only halfway, right? So when it freewheels, once this one goes halfway, this one engages. So that's how it works. So that's how it gets like a very high point of engagement, because 36 times 2 is 72, right? So 72, you have 72 points of engagement. I thought this thing had, for some reason, 108 or some shit like that. But maybe I was thinking about a wrong or a different hub. So it's 72 points of engagement, and it's 5 degrees. 72 divided by 360 is 5. All right, so it's all cleaned out in there. So I'm using, so that the thin grease that I have is this Chris King ring drive hub. And I've had this thing for literally 20 years. I think I only used it like once, and it wasn't even for an overhaul. I just I was doing something, I was using a little bit of it. And the funny thing is that the thicker part of and the thinner amount of stuff in here was actually separated. So now I had left this thing in the sun to kind of melt the thicker part, so that way I could shake it up and hopefully it's all it doesn't, it's man, I need a freaking paint shaker, or neither that, or I was thinking about what's a good way of shaking something up like this. I was thinking, oh yeah, you could tie this, zip tie this a little bottle to like the fork leg or the swing arm on your bike, and as you ride, and you know, the shaking and the bumps and stuff, it will shake it up like a paint shaker. That would be I think that would be a good idea. You just have to watch out. You have to tie it up really well where it doesn't. Oh, that's really thin. That's, wow. Is it really that thin, or is that the liquid part of it? I haven't used this stuff in so long, I don't remember. Yeah, that's really thin. It's almost like oil. It's almost like oil. Alright, so that's in there, and that should be good. Let me drop a few drops with into the paw itself. Man, sitting here right here in the sun is like blazing hot. I'm just gonna drop like a thick drop underneath each that I think that should be good. And plus this stuff is real thin. Whatever thick oil I have left, or not oil, but grease, whatever thick grease I have left from the old grease, this should dilute it down a little bit, so that way it's not as thick. So there's a little spacer ring right here that came off. Let's put this back on. And let's see. You know, so hopefully it doesn't, you know, cause stiction. That's the main thing, is causes that stiction that causes, right? All right, so let's stick this back in. So at this point, you gotta kind of back. Okay, there it goes. You have to always backspin it for the. Let me get the cap, this back cap back here on the other side, and oops, push it back out again. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Let me pull it out again and see how it looks, how it spreads out before I stick it back into the, oops, back inside or back onto the wheel. Okay, so it looks good. I mean, it's all nice and lubed for sure. It's all oops, my cap. My cap just rolled down the driveway there. Now it's all dirty. So yeah, I think this should be good. So yeah, let's call that good. Put it back in there. I'm gonna wipe my cap. Wow, the sun's really hot. The cap. Wipe the other cap. It fell off. Actually, this side looks pretty clean, but let me wipe down anyways. Okay, so let's push this in from this side. Push this in from this side. Okay, so yeah, so we'll see. Let me put the wheel back on and we'll see you on the next clip. All right, so let's see it. Spinning, so there's still some stiction because my pedal right here is still spinning, right? Let's hold it, but that's not that much because the chain, see the chain is not flopping down like it was before. Before this thing was pushing so much where the chain was like well, actually, you know what? I'm not in the tallest gear. That's why. Hold on, let me go to the tallest gear. Okay, it's still kind of flopping down. It's not as bad as before, but still doing it. Oh, what is that? See that? See this little, like, is it because my B screw is not enough tension? Is that what that is? Was it because my cable tension is off. I have too much cable tension maybe. Happens right about there. Something's catching. Something down the sprocket is catching. I wonder if I have too much tension on the cable. But anyways, it's better than before, but it's still kind of odd. Maybe because this the hub body, pre-hub body is brand new, so maybe that's doing it, and so maybe give it some time to break in. Anyways, so that's it for now.